There are three things a gay always needs.
Craziest thing happened to me today.
We gotta know the tea. We gotta keep the tea. We gotta be the best friend.
Guess who I saw on the dating app the other day?
I'm so glad that phones cannot talk, because if my phone could talk, the secrets that it would tell.
Wow. I really was blessed with good looks. Like, look at me.
Hello. Oh my gosh. I always forget. Lord, look, we cannot get it together. Welcome back to another episode of Good Day Gay. I am Russell Ray, along here with my co-host, Paulie B. What's up, Paulie B? We are here again with another recording, and we are both struggling because I saw us still coughing and the little miniature screens up to look. Okay, Paul and we both got sick at the beginning of the year. Whatever is going on in the world.
Whatever is going on. Oh my gosh.
So every now and then mine kicks in, and Paul still hasn't stopped.
But I've literally, update, because what was it, like 2 episodes ago, I was like, I'm going to the doctor. So I literally went to the doctor before I went to Mardi Gras, and I was just like, fix me. That's
what I said.
So he gave me like an inhaler. He's like, look, I'll give you this for now. Like, it's got steroids that should help, that should help with the cough. He's like, I'll do a PCR. So he did a PCR, all negatives. And then he was like, also just do a chest scan.
I have that too.
Yeah. Maybe, this is maybe my oh no moment of the week. So we're already divulging. We're already being gay and talking about something else. So I go do the chest scan, like the x-ray, and then, take off my shirt. Oh, no, you don't have to take off your shirt. Yeah, no, you don't. So I literally just like stand against this thing, and they were like, did the x-ray, and then they go, do you have something on your chest? Like a metal thing or whatever. I'm like, oh yeah, my nipple's pierced. And they were like, do you like we can see that coming through on the x-ray. Like, do you mind taking it off? And I literally was like, I've never taken it off. I don't think I know how to. So they were like, oh, like, can you try? Because, it's showing on the x-ray.
Yeah, you gotta.
So there's me like in the other room, just like trying to take this off. And I'm like, I can't take it off. And then I walk out and I'm like, I'm so sorry, but I actually don't know how to take this off. And they were like, oh, we'll just take the photo and put a note on the x-rays that that's a nipple piercing. And then I'm like, thank you. And then afterwards, I literally am like looking for places to I'm like, I think it's time to actually change this nipple piercing. I think I want to get maybe a circle one, like a little.
Girl, what you should know is that if someone has to put an AED machine on you, it's going to fry your nipples, because that is electric shock. And they tell you to take off all metal when you're doing an AED machine. So just know that someone should know how to take off your piercing at some point if you ever have a heart attack.
Do I finally live a life without a piercing?
Get a plastic one.
Oh, is that hot? Is that hot?
Yeah, they have like they're colored. Like, you can get a green one, a black one, and you can get like a brat girl summer one. Girl, trust me, there is some that will not fry your nips.
All I know is like every year I try to buy myself something for my birthday. Oh my god, this would come out on my birthday weekend.
Your birthday budget.
Yeah, but I was like, maybe I'll get a new nipple piercing for my like a new nipple ring for my birthday. A little birthday treat.
Yes, and then post it on the Instagram so everybody can see. Like, you need to zoom in. You just need to get gradually closer and closer and zoom into it.
Like, anyways, like,
today we are talking about situationships, not a relationship, not a hookup. So what the are we, and what is this? We are going to talk about our exclusive experiences with situationship. Is it love? Is it lust? I'm actually getting a phone call now.
Is that love or is that lust?
So we're going to break down today the messy, confusingness, and sometimes hilarious world of situationships, because they happen in the gay community. So right off the bat, Paul, do you have any experience with situationships?
Do I? No, I actually don't know if I do, but I'm going to go off of again, I'm going to talk about myself and that it's my birthday this week. I am a Pisces. Recently I made like really good friends with another Pisces, Justin. Shout out to Justin Salerno in Sydney. He's also a Pisces, and so ever since we've met, we've just been sending each other like Pisces memes. And if you're a Pisces, like you'll get it. Okay. You'll understand everything that goes on in the Pisces mind. And so one thing that Pisces do is they create relationships with people that they're not even in a relationship with, or they in their mind are dating someone that they're not dating in real life. And so I would probably say, okay, so this is like what, my 5th year being single. I've been single for like 4.5 years now. I would say over those 4.5 years, I've probably like caught intense enough feelings with 2 or 3 people that I would like then say we were dating. But there was one where you know, it was a situationship in itself where, I was here, he had just moved to Australia, but we both knew that we were leaving South Australia. So I was leaving to go on my 6-month trip, and he was leaving to go to another state. And so, we went on a date, it went well, we kept seeing each other, we kept going on dates. We basically were like, we would always say like every week, like, I want to see you again, or like, when am I going to see you next week? Or this is what my week looks like. When are you free? Like, I'm free on these days. How about we do this? How about we go here? Like, I really want to go to like a club and like dance to reggaeton and like,
yes,
like, because hey. So like that. And and me being me and me being who I am, like I catch feelings and I like really developed like deep feelings for him. I believe that the feelings were mutual. I obviously can't speak on his behalf, but from what we spoke about and from what it felt like, it definitely was mutual. But then that's just my Pisces brain goes into, well, this is the love of my life. Nah, jokes. Oh my gosh.
You know what? But that's really how it is, though. In the Pisces,
but that's how it is, and like I would always have it in the back of my mind, like we're just seeing each other. Like this is not a relationship. This is, we like each other. We have feelings for each other, but this is not a relationship. So I would always try to remind myself that. But then in the background, my Pisces mind is just going, but you created this. You manifested this in your brain. Like this is your love life now. And when things ended and we don't talk anymore, but I'm gonna say again, like, I love Sabrina Carpenter's new album, Short and Sweet, because those relationships, the short and sweet ones, they're the ones that fuck you up the most. So yeah. And you know what? A lot of these situationships, there was
a lot of emotion behind that. There was so much emotion behind that comment.
And you know what? Like a lot of these situationships, they are short and sweet. And it's like, why have I invested so much time and energy and emotion into this when it's short and sweet? Like, just take the cake, nom, 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 yum, that was short and sweet. Bye, goodbye, next.
You know what, though? Even if it is short and sweet, sometimes those are meaningful and those serve its purpose within your 100%. Own self. 100%.
Like,
I found myself in 2 situationships. Lord, one of them was a mess.
Oh my goodness.
One of them was a mess. I did not know that this person actually had a fiance and a child.
What?
Yep.
A child? Was it? Yeah. And was the fiance male or female?
Oh. Yep.
Okay.
And we met on Tinder.
On the Grindr? Oh, on the Tinder. On the Tinder or the Grindr?
Have I ever met anybody on the Grindr? I don't think so. You know what? And Grindr is broke. They got too many advertisements, so I'm not doing that. So
save the king.
So I had, we had matched. Things went well. As you know, I have a very, very busy schedule. Like, and I've been this way since I was in my 20s. Like, since I have been hustling for my career, I've always made sure that I am busy from sunup to sundown. My gym time is in there. My meal prep time is in there. Everything is like boom, 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 boom. I need to make sure that I get it all in because there is just no There's no shortcuts.
Yes.
So, like we seen each other like here and there and in between, and we made it work. And there was nothing suspicious about it until we kind of started getting to that next phase. And then right away, bitch, I start getting really excited and I start showing my best friends, like, oh, this is who this is. We've been going on dates of
Yeah.
and me, like, I'm not gonna call myself a cheap date, but like I just like a good time. So like Chipotle is more than qualified. I'm
You
full.
love Chipotle.
We love Chipotle. We love we love a full meal, and we love to go to the movies. So I was like, cute. We went to Chipotle, went to the movies, and then after we went to it was like Yard House or something like that to go get desserts.
Okay.
Like it was cute. Whatever. I'm very simple to please, right? In a lot of ways. In other ways, very not.
Okay.
In other ways, I'm not simple to please, but I digress on that.
That's another episode.
So my friend was like, aren't you dating like this? You're dating this guy that you sent me photos of, right? And I'm like, yeah. She goes, well, I've seen him at Victoria Gardens. And I'm like, okay, like, where are you going with this? And she's like, yeah, he was with a woman, like they were holding hands. And I'm like, are you sure that's him? Because like I'm not ignorant or blind to see when something's happening, but I just like to make sure I have all my ducks in a row before I confront the situation. Because for all I know, anybody who doesn't know this, I have a past with twins. Like I have dated 6 separate twins. And
what?
4 of them I did not know had a twin until several months into dating. Right?
Why am I
like
finding out about this now? Oh my gosh, that's so interesting. That's hilarious.
So it's in my aura. Like it's just always happened. So whatever. So I attract twins, right? So I'm like, are you sure that this is the person? Like, are you sure? Like, because as far as I know, it could be a twin, and I could be calling something out that's completely. And she's like, it could be a twin, but like I would definitely talk about it. And then he's, I'm like, all right. So the next time we met up, I was like, yo, like, my best friend's seeing you. And he goes, really? And I'm like, yeah, it's seeing you at Victoria Gardens. He was like, oh yeah, I was there shopping and stuff. And I was like, you're also hand in hand with a woman. Ooh. So let's talk about this.
Let's call it out.
And he was like, I wasn't hand in hand with a woman. I was like, you were hand in hand with a woman. Like, I was like, here's the thing, right? I'm already mad. Because like you just like if you would have been like, yes, I was, then we could have progressed this conversation differently. But the fact that you said you weren't, and you already admitted that you were there, and my best friend seeing you, like, I'm gonna believe their word over yours.
Yeah.
So then he was like, well, like here's the situation. Situation. We are engaged. I'm not happy. It's like the whole stereotypical classic story. We have a child. I feel bad leaving the child. I say, you have a child. You have a whole child, and you're out here dating me. Like, first of all, I didn't mind because he was paying, so whatever. I didn't waste my money. But I was like, and what exactly is your plan when it comes to this? I have a kid, and like it's just hard to have that conversation, and it's hard to like break that off. And I'm like, it's hard to say that you're bisexual or that you're gay or what are you? Because if you're bisexual, whatever it is, what it is, like at least call it out. Like everyone in this conversation needs to be aware. Like I'm that person who will have a conversation with the person that 100%. You are with to let them know that I'm not hiding. And it was like, I don't know if I can do this because you're overreacting. And I said, you have not been overreacting because I'm very calm right now, but I can't overreact. So long story short, I was in a situationship. Things were going well. Never asked to be my boyfriend. I never asked to be his boyfriend. And then ended up finding out he was engaged with a child living in Rancho Cucamonga in a condo. And that was the last time I seen him. Haven't heard of him or seen him on the face of the earth since. Not even popped up in suggested friends. The other time I was in a situation.
Can I just digress? Can I just touch on one thing that you said then?
Yes.
So I think that like from stories that I've heard about like friends that are in situationships, or like one time I was seeing this guy and he was like, oh, like, are you you're pretty open, right? And I'm like, yeah, like I'm pretty open. You know, I'm very open-minded. I need a cough. Oh my gosh,
Ah.
gotta get that out. Ah.
We're doing that voiceover challenge on TikTok where someone makes the face and the other person makes the noise.
I love that. Yes, people need to watch this on YouTube now so that they can see that. So one thing that he said to me was, so, you know, I like you and I want to see you again, but I'm currently in a situationship. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, you know, to me, like if you were just like sleeping with someone casually, whatever, I can see you because that's just what single people do, obviously. If you're in a situationship, like you're emotionally attached to someone, like I don't know if I can continue to see you or date you if you're emotionally attached to someone. If it was physical, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, and he said what you said. He was like, oh, you know, like me and this guy, like we like each other, but you know, he has a boyfriend and you know, they want to break up, but he just can't leave his boyfriend. Like it's really complicated. Like, is that like for people in situationships or for people that put themselves into situationships, are you in a situationship because you can't leave your significant other? Like, do you like this is genuinely a question, or this is genuinely just like an observation? Like, do people get into situationships because they're in a situation that they want to get out of, but they quote unquote can't get out of? So then they just put themselves into a situation that makes them feel happier and makes them feel more alive and covers the things that
That is a
and
good
fills
point.
the thing that's the other
The
partner can't
void.
give. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, is that
Yeah.
one of the drivers of creating situationships?
There could be another situation as well that like just came up as you're talking about that is that
Yep.
it could be a financial hold. The person in the situation that they're in, they could be living with the person and the other person is more
Yeah.
financially stable than they are, but they actually don't want to be with someone. And
Yeah.
it's like, where am I going to go? I have no family. I can't move in with someone.
Yeah.
Um, I can't afford a down payment on anything. So I got to stay here, grin and bear it. And
Mm.
then eventually when I'm able to save enough money, then I can call this off.
Yeah.
But as of right
Yeah.
now, there's just not an opportunity, right? So there's
Yeah.
also that.
Yeah. There
Um,
is. There's
so
even. Sorry, I
they're
just
just
thought of another one.
looking for
Um.
something to be happy about. What's
Yeah.
your other situation?
The other one that I thought of was I've probably met maybe two like people that have immigrated to Australia, but they immigrated to Australia with their partner. And then, you know,
And
they
then it
come
doesn't
to
work out.
Australia exactly. And they realize, like, oh, maybe it's not working out with my partner. So then they
Yeah.
go, you know, they're in that thing where they're like, we're here trying to apply for like a citizenship and a visa, but
Mhm.
we can't break up with each other because that will affect our
The
citizenship
visa.
and our visa. Like, do you know what I
Yep.
mean? Like it is being in a situationship and the emotional turmoil and the emotional effect that it has on you obviously isn't a nice thing, but also it probably isn't a nice thing to be in the situations where you feel like you can't leave something and so you therefore have to then just put yourself into a situationship. Like either side of the story, like it is tough. Yeah, it is tough. And
Mhm.
I just thought I'd touch on that because you said something and I was like,
You
yeah,
know what? I had another situationship that
yeah, tell
was
us.
none of those situations. This
Yeah,
one
okay.
was a little different, right?
Like
So
you did it to yourself.
I was, you
You
know
stop that.
what?
It's your fault. It's your
Cancel.
fault.
Yeah. So I technically did this to myself in a sense, right? So
Yeah.
I want to dial this back. We met. I was single. This person wasn't an actual relationship.
Did
And
you know that they were in an actual relationship?
yes, 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 yes,
Okay.
yes, yes.
Yep.
Um, but we just met as counterparts working with each other. And so things were fine. Nothing was off. We didn't flirt. We didn't nothing. It was very professional. We made things happen the way that it did. The
Yep.
relationship broke off.
Yep.
About 6 months later, um, we had to work together on something else, and then it kind of turned into something of, oh, I actually like spending time with you. I like doing things with you. I like. You want to
Yep.
go to dinner? Would you like to join me in this situation? Would you like to join me in that opportunity? I'm like, yeah. I was on it.
Yep. Yep.
But there was something within me that was like, do not pursue this any further.
Mm,
Like,
mm.
just kind of not even don't pursue it, but just take a step back because something is off. And so I had to trust my intuition. So I'm like, okay, I'm not going to commit. Like, I'm going to continue dating. And then he dropped the bomb on me, right? That like, I'm not dating anybody else. I'm only interested in you. And I'm like, like,
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
So I'm like, okay. And I just like evaded that, right? Just changed the subject, moved forward. Cause I'm like, I'm still talking to other people. And then as I got to know him more, there was little things that he would tell me, like, I was trying to be cute. We were like at his house and we were cooking in the kitchen. I was following him around, like not even like bothering him, but like, just like having fun. And then he was like, I need you to get off me because you're like a puppy. And I'm like, well, first of all, like, I was just at the gym for like 2 hours and I got back, and then now we're cooking together and I wanted you to taste this. And I was trying to be silly and I was like, okay, red flag, not Six Flags. Right.
Yeah.
So then the other, like, we continued on. We continued kind of dating and we just, would go out here and there. And then there was people that were surrounding him that I was like, do not like these people. I don't trust them. They're troublemakers.
Yeah.
And so I was like, this all seems so messy, right? So I'm like, all right, another red flag. Still continue doing the thing, right?
Yeah.
And then it was like, then this like begging started happening for like me to come for me to join like a family event or a family affair. And I'm like,
okay,
I'll come, but I don't want it to be that serious. Like, I had tried to mention what, like it just wasn't full on a relationship. So I'm like, oh, like, all right, I'll show up. And then it was like, the family was like, oh my God, we've been waiting to meet you. And I'm like, what is happening? Right.
Wow. Okay. What did he say about you? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, what did he tell the family about you? That's
that we were dating, good thing, we, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, okay. So I'm like, hi, nice to meet you. Going through the motion. And then something was just like, call this off. It is not working.
Yeah.
Sure enough, no sooner did I call it off, it was like, post on Instagram, a song about me, this, that, life could be so simple if you were just, and I'm like, this is exactly why I was not feeling this situationship, because I was dating someone 10 years older than me, mind you. I was 24, 23, 24, and he was 33, 34. And I'm like, because he's acting like a 16-year-old, and this is exactly what's not working for me.
Yeah.
So then I had to call that off. And then he kind of made a second round like 3 years later.
Hello.
Same thing. I'm like, I can't do this. You have not changed. You are still a child. And it was like, post about me. I'm so fake. I'm this, I'm that, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, thank God, mind you, we never had intimate moments together in the bedroom. It was just very topical. Just, we kissed and that was it. Like, just like kissing, whatever. Even the times that I had spent the night. So I'm like, because I just knew that going further, he would not be able to handle it. And so I didn't do it. And then, like I told you, just boom, post about me, song about me. Dedicate this to this person who thought that they can play me. And I'm like, what is happening? It's not that serious.
When you say that, if you guys did sleep together, it would have made things worse. Like, what do you mean there? As in, like, you would have been too emotionally invested because
I feel like on his behalf, he wouldn't have been able to handle it emotionally. It would have turned into something further like, you played me, I trusted you, blah, 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 blah. You led me on. And I'm like, why didn't technically lead you on? Like, you just
and did you communicate
like a child?
And like all of this stuff, like him acting as a child, or like being like, like if we did sleep together, I think it would have a negative effect on you. Like, did you communicate that stuff to him? Or
not really? I was in my early 20s and I was still working on that,
but fair enough. But that's what comes in your 30s, honesty.
And you want to hear the real kicker?
Oh my God, tell me.
He's hit up Humby, my bestie, multiple times on multiple dating apps, and he will always screenshot it and send it my way and be like, girl, why is he texting? Why is he messaging me again? And I'm like, and mind you, there was like 3 or 4 times where I had brought Humby with me to to the bar. Or at that time, it was a club. Okay, so we were at the club,
Oh, like while
and
you
they
guys were seeing each
met
other.
multiple
Yeah, 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 yeah.
times.
Yeah.
And so he had messaged him, be like, the very first time, like, "Oh, you look really familiar. I just don't know where I know you from, but like, would you like to go get dinner and coffee?" And he screenshot and said, "Girl, no, I don't want to go get dinner and coffee with this man. Why is he bothering me?"
Yeah. And you know
Um,
where you know me from.
and most recently, it was like maybe a month ago. Hubby sent me another screenshot, like, "Girl, not this man popping up again at me."
Again. Oh my
But
gosh.
there's something to be said considering what I'm 33 now, so he has to be 40,
Yeah.
42, 43 at this time. And so
Yeah.
there's something to be said that like you're 42, 43, and you still haven't locked down a relationship since the time that I started talking to
Yeah.
you years
Yeah.
ago. Because
But
it's
like
something about him that is adolescent minded that he just can't get past into adulthood.
exactly. And that's what and I know that we've got this in our notes as well. And I don't want to make it about age. I want to make it about like, is there some kind of trauma in
Mm-hmm.
him that he hasn't like dealt with, which makes him to be like, which like do traumas lead people into situationships? Do you know what I mean? Like, as an example, like of what I spoke about before, like someone being in an unhappy relationship, like, their trauma of maybe not being able to leave a toxic relationship or like being able to talk about it, does that keep them in the situationship? Or like for this man, like who continually acted like a child, like he obviously acts like a child because maybe he wants to avoid like dealing with a real issue. Like, do people's traumas keep people in situationships, if that makes
I
sense?
I think not only do ooh, sorry girl.
Oh.
I got up I got up real early
Oh my
today.
God.
I think I don't know if it has to necessarily do with trauma, but I think it just has to go into owning your own life, owning where
Yeah.
you're at, owning the decisions that you have made, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I've had my heart broken into a
Yeah.
million pieces. Like
Yeah.
I got
Yeah.
cheated on, and it was the most devastating thing to me that I had just ever experienced. Because I'm like, why
Of
would somebody
course.
do that? Why would someone
Yeah,
do
of
that to me?
course. Yeah.
And so, oh, girl, I had my heart broken 3 you know about the other one where my two exes started dating each other, and I was
That
really
was
in love with
insane.
one, and then the other one I was in love with. I was like, oh, I moved on. This is so good. I'm so excited. And then that one like dropped me, and then they started dating each other. Girl,
That was
I was
insane.
I was I was shattered. But with that being said, like I don't think I ever caused this situationship because of my own trauma with that. I just thought to myself, these people are trash. Like you cheated on me, you're trash.
Oh,
100%.
that's
Like
hilarious.
because I know what I bring to the table.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I'm hardworking, I'm loyal, I'm considerate, I'm
Yeah.
understanding. Like there's so many things that I bring to the table that like if you're gonna throw that out the window for a piece of
Yeah.
ass,
Yeah.
go for it.
I love that about
And
you.
again,
Like,
like,
yeah.
oh my gosh, the 3 people that I've
You're
have
having all of these like revelations right
I
now.
am I oh my gosh. Okay, so these 3 people still don't have committed relationships. And I know that for a fact. The one that hit up
Spill
Humby does
the
not.
tea.
The exes that dating each other do not. And then I'll just say it. One of my last ex could not hold down a relationship. Like the next person gets tired and gets over it, and then they leave him. So since I had been with him, he had been with one person. That person got fed up with his stuff, left within 2 years. And so you know what, y'all, trust your intuitions because you are making the right decision. Because I made the right decision. Well, I don't know about getting dumped and my heart broken, but like I just kept moving forward. Just keep moving forward because the people
But I
that don't
think,
deserve you will not be in your life.
yeah, but I think to be able to trust your intuitions, like you have to also know who you are, and you have to like, I preach this so much on the podcast, like you have to know who you are, you have to love yourself, because like when you know who you are and when you love yourself, like you're able to build boundaries. And like I think about myself being single for the past like 4.5 years, and I'm like, okay, like yes, I'm a crazy bitch that like creates relationships in my head with people that I like, but
I
at
wouldn't say
the
it's,
same,
but since I don't say, I just want to pause you for a second. I
yeah,
wouldn't say
yeah,
that you've been single like for the past
No, of
4
course
years? Like
not. No,
you've
I've
had people
dated. I've
genuinely
dated.
like you, and just
Yeah, of course.
situations and different
Exactly.
factors have just not let it happen.
Exactly. I've had my short and sweet moments throughout those years. And
I hate that you
um
referenced that again.
Sabrina Carpenter, that was really bad. Why am I still singing? Because I'm
Please,
working
please,
late.
please don't prove I'm right.
Oh my god, my train of thought's lost now. What was I going to say?
You're talking about
Yes,
the past 4
because
years.
yeah. So I think like, when you know who you are, when you love yourself, you're able to build boundaries. And so I'm very much, and I want this to lead into the next point. I'm very much like that's why I said I don't think I've been in situationships, because I straight away find like, nah, boundary, bang, I'm not getting into that situationship. So
Yeah.
I feel like one thing we should have done at the beginning of this discussion was define a situationship. So like
Did I
for
not?
me,
I thought
no,
I
we didn't,
did.
girl. Nah, we're gay, we
My
forget.
bad, y'all.
But like that's why I don't get into these situationships, because I'm able to find those red flags and take myself out of there. So let's define a situationship. Let's do it.
A situationship is when you are dating someone with no strings attached. One person might think that they're more invested in the situation than you are. You could potentially be more invested than they are. But at the end of the day, you're not. Oh, yes, I did. That was in the title. It's not a relationship. It's not a hookup. So what the F is this?
Okay.
So that's basically
What
what a
about
situationship is. You're not just hooking up, but you're also not committed to each other. So you're not like calling each other official. You're just kind of together.
And you know what's funny? When you're talking about that, in my mind, I'm like, he already did this, lol. But also, let's go into the characteristics of a situationship. So I think like one characteristic of a situationship is the arm's length. Like, I want to keep you there, but I don't want you to come too close to me. Like, I want you to be like at arm's length from me. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's one characteristics of a situationship.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What else have you got?
Here's my thing. Okay, we'll continue on.
Yeah, tell me.
Arm's length. Yeah. Right. The other one is not trying to make it official, no matter how often you're hitting each other up. So you could be in communication every single day, and you could be going to each other's house 3 times a week, and you're still not like, this is my boyfriend when you go out, or you're too scared to make that final leap of commitment.
Yeah. And you know what's hilarious about that one as well is like, I find in those situations, like friends are also involved. Do you know what I mean? Like your situationship is also hanging out with your friends. So they know who this person is, and they know that y'all have a little thing going on. Yet, like, families involved, friends are involved, yet they're still not your significant other. Like, yeah, it's insane.
But here's my thing, right? So this is probably one of my faults.
Okay. Yep. Read yourself.
Let me just give you an official definition of this first.
Love that.
A relationship is a romantic or sexual relationship that lacks clear labels, commitment, and defined expectations. It's more than a casual hookup, but not quite an official relationship. People in situationships might spend time together, have emotional or physical intimacy, and act like a couple in some ways, but without the clarity of being exclusive or serious. Situationships can happen for various reasons. One or both people may want to keep things casual, avoid commitment, or be unsure about their feelings. However, they can also lead to confusion, frustration, if expectations aren't aligned. So when I have gotten myself into a situationship, it's because I'm a hopeless romantic, right? I love being in a relationship. I love companionship. There's a lot of things I love about this, but when I get myself into a situationship, it's usually because I'm still somewhat fresh out of a relationship, and like, I'm just like, I find someone who becomes infatuated with me, or who just really just likes me on another level, right? And the chemistry is great and things are going well. But then for me, it feels suffocating. Like, I just was able to start breathing, and I'm still grieving the loss of this relationship. And I just want to realign myself with who I am and ensure that I'm moving in the right direction. I want to take care of me, right? because after every relationship, you grow into this version, this progressed version of yourself.
Yeah,
And
correct.
you might be in a relationship at the end of your 20s and then break up in your 30s. And then it's like, now I'm in my 30s. This is who I am now. This is what this
Hmm.
relationship shaped me to be. And now I just want to fall in love with myself again and realign myself and know that I'm ready and not
Yeah,
just jumping into the next available thing that's showing interest.
yeah,
And it's really kind of an act of self-love and a lack of desperation.
yeah,
But then the other person gets frustrated and it's like,
yeah.
well,
Of
why would you
course.
commit to me? And it's like, I don't have commitment issues. Like, look at my track record. It's
Yeah,
wonderful.
yeah, yeah.
However, I just want to make sure that I'm taking care of myself mentally
Yeah,
before I engage or submit myself into the situation. And you need to
yeah,
respect that. And it's like,
yeah.
well, I'll move on. And it's like, well, then move on. But like,
I
I'm definitely gonna be the one that you miss.
you're gonna miss me.
You're gonna miss me, baby.
It's funny that you say that because recently I've been sort of reflecting on myself as well. And,
Mhm.
Justin and I have been talking about it because we're both Pisces. And look, I
Mhm.
don't want to blame it on the stars. I don't want to blame it on the stars and the positioning of Pisces. But I think about myself and exactly what you said. Like, I don't have a fear of commitment. Like, I very much would like to have a relationship. I feel like I'm ready for a relationship. But at the same time, like, and I always say this, like, I'm crazy. Like, I'm fucking crazy. And I think part of me being like
Clearly.
crazy, uh,
I'm just
really?
kidding.
I didn't even know that. But like, part of me being crazy is that I am a free spirit. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
I'm a free spirit.
Yes.
I do want a relationship and I do want to commit, but I'm also a
Mhm.
free spirit. And so what you said about feeling suffocated, like, if anyone's gonna lock me down, like, it's me. Like, it's
Yeah.
not gonna be the other person. It's gonna be me that decides, like, I'm a free spirit and I'm crazy, but I've finally decided that for you, I will like tame the beast a little bit. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's me, and it's like what you said. It's like the prioritization towards yourself. So it's not that, for other people that feel like me or for other Pisces, like, it's not that we don't want to be in relationships. It's not that we don't want to commit. It's just that we have a love for ourselves that if we were to commit to something when feeling suffocated, it wouldn't be giving to ourselves. Do you know what I mean?
Also, yes, and also you might indirectly take things out on that person because they just are they're doing all the right things, but again, you're feeling like you're trapped in this situation because you were just able to spread your wings and you were just able to breathe and it's like just let me breathe for a minute, right?
I've
And
just had a revelation. Sorry, keep
one
going.
of my
Yeah.
other things was when I have gotten out of relationships,
Yeah.
I will brag I will toot my own horn on this too because I am
Toot
a
that ass up.
powerhouse. I'm a powerhouse. I grind until I cannot just grind no more and I will
You
collapse
are. You are. You
working
do.
and making sure that my stuff is aligned and making sure that I'm hustling and I'm never down and out, right? That is just in my blood.
And can
And
I just tell like the listeners, like,
okay.
this week has been a busy week for us. And like, here, I'm a planner. I'm very much a planner. So here's me messaging Russ being like, hey girl, like, what's the go for the podcast this weekend? What are we talking about? Are we going to do two? And like, I am not mad if you don't message me back straight away because I know that my girl is out there hustling, that my girl is out there working. Like, and that's who you are. So I just wanted to tell everybody that, like, you
Thank
are a
you.
hard worker.
That I appreciate that in all aspects
Yeah.
because in the entertainment industry, there you have to reshape yourself, remold yourself. You have to adjust with the times. You have to adjust with what's going on in pop culture. Like I initially started wanting to be a red carpet entertainment host because Ryan Seacrest, Juliana Rancic, Fashion
Mm,
Police was like huge. That has died. That is far and in between now. Now it is about podcasts and TikToks, and it is
mm,
just a dip. So you have to continuously reshape yourself. So going back to my points,
yeah.
it's like I find that so many people have problems with that, and so right away they want control. Right away they want to try to control. Like, well, you know, they want to put a cap on it, and it's like, no,
Yeah.
that's not
And
gonna
that,
happen.
I think that's a good point. Like if we take it back to situationships, do people essentially, when you go into a relationship and when you commit to someone, like, you are giving up a level of your self-control.
Mhm.
Is being in a situationship being able to control the situationship? Do you know what I mean? Like, but do you, like,
It could be.
control in my mind is definitely a part of the situationship. Like, I like you, but I don't want to call you my boyfriend, so I'm going to control that by making this a situationship.
Mhm.
I like you, but I don't want you to come too close to me, so I'm going to say that we're just dating each other, and I'm never going to call you my partner. I'm going to control it that way. Like, do you know what I mean? I'm trying to, like, break down the psychology of, like, situationship, and is
My
control
mom
one of
has
them?
my mom has been in situationships with our significant others as her kids, right? So it's like,
Oh, okay, yeah,
I
yeah.
don't want them around because I don't know how long they're going to be around, or I don't want to meet them for too long, or don't bring them to the house, but we can meet them here. There's like all these stipulations, and I think that
Oh my
is
god,
like
that's an ethnic thing.
that's
That is
100%
100%
ethnic
an
thing.
ethnic
I don't
thing
want to get
because
attached, right? That's always we always hear that on my mom's mouth, like right when we start dating anybody, like don't bring them around right away because I don't want to get attached to them because I just get too attached, and it's like that's not your decision to make. I'm gonna bring around whoever I want when I want to, when I feel
literally
like the time is right.
I remember when my sister brought, like, my brother-in-law around, my sister was like, "Oh, dad, like, I want you to meet, like, my boyfriend." And my dad was like, "Only bring him to the house if he's going to stay longer. Like, only bring him to the house if he's going to stay forever." It's like such an
Basically,
ethnic thing. Like, it's hilarious.
and you know what? Another ethnic thing is like right away when we break up, we're like, cut off all communication with that person, regardless if you like them or not. And it's like, well, they
Yeah.
became my friend when you guys were dating. So what am I supposed to do? I'm not part of the situation. It's like, no, you're fake. You're a fake family member. If you keep following them on Instagram, block them on everything, right? Like
Oh my
when
gosh.
me and one of my last exes broke up, he reached out to my mom and he's like, "Can I take you to dinner?" My mom's boyfriend was like gun ho about this, right? Like, I want to go because they were going to a fancy, expensive restaurant.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And my mom's boyfriend, he passed due to
Mm.
COVID back in 2021, but he he immigrated over from Mexico at a very, very young age from a very humble beginnings in his town, right? So like he had like it like I don't even think they had a front door where he came from.
Oh
And
god.
so when he heard expensive, he's not used to high-end five-star restaurants. And so when he heard
Mm.
expensive restaurant, he was like, I'm not missing my opportunity now, right? So they're getting ready. He's all proud, right? Nice shirt, nice outfit. They're getting ready to walk out the door. My mom was like, yeah, like he just wants to have this conversation. He wants to go to dinner. And so I told him I would hear him out. And then, my mom's boyfriend, big old smile on his face. I was like, you are fake. You are a traitor. I don't like you. I was so like, you're supposed to be on my side. And, thank goodness he went because
Mm. Yeah.
my mom had a really great picture of him that night for his
No.
funeral. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
there was a great moment that was there and they took a really nice picture together. But
Yeah.
but like that's
No,
the
I
whole
know.
other
Yeah.
situationship. It's like we right away want them to cut everybody, like cut them off, do not talk to them. Well, they are not, like we told their nieces, oh, we don't say his name anymore.
But
We
that's
train
like,
them.
but that's an outcome of the situationship, right? Because, like, people get into these situationships and, like, lol. Sorry, I'm literally just
The angle of
like
me, my water.
talking out to, like, the audience, and there you are, like, with your water bottle, like, um,
I was
so,
thirsty.
like, thirsty. So, like, people get into these situationships, and friends are involved, family are involved. They never define the relationship. They never commit fully to the relationship, and then the situationship ends. And you are left with that aftermath of being like, but I've now made friends with your friends. You've now made friends with my friends. Like, we clearly don't see each other anymore. Like the collateral damage is sometimes those other relationships, like those close relationships, your friends and
Mhm.
your family. And it's
I
like,
love that. I love that you said collateral damage. Love that.
yeah. But one thing I do, because we had this in our notes, is like just a general question is, and I know my point of view on it, but are situationships more prominent in the gay community than it is in the straight community?
No, I don't think
No,
so. I think
exactly.
they're.
I think no as well.
I
Yes,
think
we
they're
match.
equivalent.
We agree with each other. We can keep
We're
doing the podcast.
yes, absolutely. We are in alignment, which is why we're co-hosts. Um, but here's
But
my
no, I
other
don't think so.
thing,
Yeah.
right? So why is it not okay to just be doing your thing and to be moving forward? Why does there have to be animosity with it? Why does there have to, like, if it doesn't work out or if there's not commitment, why can't two people simultaneously enjoy each other's time
Yes.
and just be
And
like, have a conversation of, I really like cuddling with you. I really like spending this time with you.
yeah.
I like kissing you. I like
Yes.
spending these moments with you. We just don't need to be a thing right now. Or like,
And
hey, this didn't
yeah.
work out the way that I thought it was. I was trying to fill you out to see if, I wanted to progress with this. So,
Yeah.
and for me, it's not working. So why does there always have to be animosity? Like, well, you're fake and you do that. Like, just be,
Yeah.
why can't we all just be grown up about it? Like, okay, so it didn't work.
Yeah.
Like, I tried my best,
Yeah, but I just want to say as well, like, so one of my friends, and I won't say who it is because it's very
Say it.
current at the moment. No, I won't. I'm not.
Anani.
Anani. So one of my friends, Anani, he's been seeing this guy, and I say to him, I'm like, what is wrong with you? Like, why do you have a fear of commitment? Why do you have a fear of rejection? Like, why do you have a fear of getting hurt? Like, if you want to be in a relationship, you have to be vulnerable, blah, 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 blah. And he was like, look, you know what? It just works for us. Like,
Yeah.
we have to, and they legitimately, him and his, person, they have discussions to say, okay, where are we at? Like, we still are happy with seeing each other. We're still, happy that there's no label on this. Like, they have check-ins with each other. And I'm like, maybe that's the healthy side of a situationship, which, like you said, like, why do you have to put a label on it? Like, it can just be what it is.
Yeah. And like, I feel like, here's the thing, like, right, we're here talking about it. And like, how do you know, when do you call out the red flags? And you call out the red flags, like, if they're not aligning with what your thoughts are. So some of the notes that I have was, you don't want to call each other's partners. That could be a red flag, right? Could be,
Yeah.
mind you, take this with a grain of salt, because if it's working for you, then it's working for you. Like,
Yeah,
it's
is the red
okay.
flag.
If they only text you late at night, girl, you a booty call. So stop responding and make them.
You're not a
text you in the morning.
situationship. You're a booty call.
You're not a. Thank you. You're not a situationship. You are a booty call. You make plans, but only on their terms. So that can also be a red flag, right? Because obviously something is being hidden. You're low key catching feelings, but they want to keep it casual. Okay, so that is when you make your ultimate decision. Is this also working for you? Because it's like,
check in on
it's
yourself.
almost like this check in. Exactly. It's almost like when we go for job interviews and we're so thirsty to land it. It's actually you're actually there to also get your perspective if this company is right for you.
Is the
as
right
well.
fit for you? Yes.
They are just as much as an interview as you are.
Correct.
Don't let them have that power over you, right?
No,
so also, like, this is also a moment for you to reflect, like, am I still okay with this? Is it still working for me? Do I still feel confident within myself? Because at any point, if those situations, if those, little things start to kind of dig at you, then clearly it's not working out. And then the last one is, they say, I'm not ready for a relationship right now, which is not entirely a red flag to me, because like I said, it's not your fault if the other person is wanting to overly engage or wanting to progress this sooner than later. Sorry, my neighbor just got home.
My only thing with that last point.
Just be real. Go ahead.
So my only thing with that last point about, sorry, I'm not ready for a relationship right now. Are you genuinely not ready for a relationship? Or again, is there some kind of trauma or some kind of insecurity that you haven't dealt with? And rather than dealing with that insecurity, you just say, sorry, I'm not ready for a relationship. Which again is, you're not ready for the relationship because of the insecurity. But do you know that? Are you self-aware? Are you self-aware?
Have you been to counseling?
Yes.
The minorities do not believe in counseling. So all you're gonna be told is like, don't go there. They're gonna tell you what things are wrong with you. Right now, there's nothing wrong with you, but if you go there, they're gonna tell you that there's things wrong with you, and then you're gonna believe it, right? So, but also the psychology behind situationships is like, is it a fear of rejection?
Yeah.
That they're not committing fast enough for you. And here's the thing, I have, and I guess this comes with age. I have my own rejection issues. Like you will never catch me walk up to someone at a bar and be like, I think we should go on a date. Because I'm like, I was called ugly so much growing up.
But you're not.
Like, let me not run up into the situation and be like, oh, I'm hot shit, right? And then be like, not into you. So like anytime I've met someone, it's either been just kind of like the casual eye contact, and then one of us approaches the other one, or like 9 times out of 10 they come my way, because like I'll make eye contact with you all night and then I'll walk out the bar like I never seen nothing in my life, right? So, or I've been mutually introduced. And so, you know, there's that. Is, do these people, the psychology behind it, do they have attachment issues like you stated? Is there a history of you know, trauma that they've been through? And then do people like the thrill? Okay, and this goes into like cruising almost for me, right? So like, do you like the thrill of uncertainty? Like, ooh, this person could be dating someone else, but like I want to be their hot one that they're dating, right? Like, is it that, right? Because some people are into, they want to go hook up in the beach, like on the water while the waves are crashing, or in the bushes. Like, I don't know anyone who did the bushes because there's animals in there, but you know, there's people are into different things. So like, is this a turn on of like, oh, it's a thrill of uncertainty? Like, I'm not committing to you because you're gonna fight for me.
But that's where, like, so again, like I can relate to that. Not the cruising part. Like I have had some friends say to me, like, you know, do you think that maybe you're attracted to people that have issues, and you know, you're the type of person that likes to fix things? So do you think you're attracted like to that toxicity of someone's insecurity, and you think, oh, I can fix him, I can change him, daddy? Like, do you think
I know
that
people like that?
Do you know what I mean? And so I've had to sometimes think like that too. Like, am I just like liking this because of the thought of what it could be if it became that? Or so I know what you mean there. Like, people are attracted to the thrill of it all, of the toxicity and the feeling, the chemicals that you get.
Also, situationships can happen too, because I just lost my train of thought. Situationships, where was I going with this? Could also happen because I don't know.
You really thought about it.
Just mid-thought, it just jumped right out. And I had a good one too. Like, I was like, oh, this is good. I can't wait to tell them.
At the end of the day, like, this again is 2.0. I actually wanted someone to come onto this episode that's in a situationship or constantly finds themselves into situationships. So I feel like we need to do this as a 2.0. Bring on a real life situationship and sit them down and be like, why aren't y'all together? No.
Yeah, I think we should. We should take one into. Okay, so you'll go into a private chat. I'll go into the other private chat, and then we'll make them meet in the middle, like Maury.
Yes.
And make them either commit or deny at that point.
Oh my God, are we like the next Jerry Springer? Just being 100%,
like, I love it.
Why though? Look at this beautiful man. Why though?
Yeah. I cannot believe I forgot what I was going to say, and it was such a good point.
That's your like, moment of the week.
And I'm gonna be in the middle of the night like this, like just I know exactly what it is.
Like, you literally wake up from your bed like
just pop up like a corpse.
Oh no, that's your oh no moment of the week. Forgetting.
With that being said, we can definitely head into the oh no moment of the week. Because Paul and I have decided that we're going to turn this episode into, because this is such a good topic to talk about, we're going to turn this episode into situationships, not a relationship, not a hookup. So what the is this 2.0? And next week, we're going to talk about when to walk away and get the out. Okay. So Paul, go ahead and start with your oh no moment of the week.
Okay, so while I already gave my oh no moment of the week at the start about my nipple piercing, but while you were talking about, you know, I'm just not that type of person that would go up to someone and be like, hey, we should go on a date. Like, again, so I had a moment like that in Mardi Gras. So two of my best friends are Brazilian, and I always just say to them like, how do you guys do it? Like, how do you just pick people up? Like, and like literally on some occasions they just go, it's just a Brazilian thing. Like, it's just a Brazilian thing. Like, we see something, we like it, we go for it. And I'm like, you know what? Mardi Gras 2025, I'm gonna be Brazilian. I'm gonna be Brazilian. And so we're on this boat party, and I run into this like friend that I made in Melbourne, and he was there with his friend, and he introduces me to his friend, and his friend goes like, "Oh, like you and I have like matched on Tinder," and I was like, "Oh yeah, like when I was in Melbourne the last time, you and I matched on Tinder." Yeah, cool. And then I'm like, okay, my moment to be Brazilian. I go like, "Oh, can I give you a kiss?" No response. This guy is like Latino as well, so I was like, "Oh, like." And I was just like, besos? Like, again, no response. And I'm like, is the music loud? Am I not being Brazilian enough? Like, is he not interested?
Girl,
Oh, no,
Brazilians don't
girl.
speak Spanish. They speak Portuguese.
No, I'm just saying like
Okay. He was
like
like, got it.
the act of like being straightforward. Like,
Yes.
you know, the Brazilians are straightforward. And so I was trying to be straightforward, and I literally was like, besos. And then nothing. So I'm just like, my friends were behind me, so I just literally like turn around and just like start dancing with my friends. Oh no. So yeah, look, I liked being direct and being Brazilian, but it didn't work out that time.
I'm sorry. Y'all slip into Paul's DMs and let him know what's up. Send him those not safe for work photos. I'm trying to figure out the acronym, but I could not at this moment because my brain is like farted. Send him those not safe for work photos so that Paul can get through the rest of his week, please.
Please. It's also my birthday, so yeah, that's my birthday present. Thank you.
That's his birthday present, girl.
Thank you.
My oh no moment of the week is I realized I'm getting old because I'm forgetting things mid-sentence.
Bitch, yes. We're fucking 33 now.
I'm forgetting things mid-sentence, and that is no okay. So I'm gonna work on that. I'm gonna eat more avocados so that my mental stability can stay the same.
Fish oil.
Lord no. Okay. Oh, that's my other moment of the week. Is I found out that my fish oils were raising my LDL cholesterol levels like way above the range that you're supposed to be in, and just genetically, some people latch onto the cholesterols from fish oils, and it spikes your cholesterol levels. And so I should only be taking them like here and there. So I'm gonna wing myself off of them for a bit. We're gonna go get retested for all my blood work, and then see if it drops my levels.
You need
but yes, here I am trying to be a little bodybuilder, and girl, kind of find out my cholesterol is through the roof, and so is my sugar levels. Like, what the hell?
You know what? Like, you and I have like talked about a few medical things lately. We need gay doctor. We need gay doctor guest.
Gay doctor guest, y'all.
We need a gay doctor guest where you and I can just ask all of these questions like, is fish oil a carb?
I know a plastic surgeon in Geneva that I can ask.
Get him on.
You know what? I wish I could get my doctor on. Maybe I'll ask because I have a doctor's appointment coming up in a couple weeks. He's a gay doctor and he's in his 60s and he is a riot. So maybe I'll ask him like, hey, would you be interested in coming onto the podcast? And we'll see what he says, because he has a beautiful, beautiful, gorgeous house in Laguna Niguel and in Palm Springs. Gorgeous, been featured in a lot of magazines.
I think we need to do a live episode.
Y'all, let me scroll down to some of the questions that we have for you.
Yes.
So that we can answer next week or talk about you. What is the worst situationship you've been in? Why do you think gay men fall into situationships so often? Have you ever had the talk with someone, and how did it go? Do you think hookup cultures make real relationships harder? What's your advice for someone stuck in a situationship right now? And when did you know to walk away from your relationship or from your situationship? With that being said, y'all, please follow us, like us, follow us on Spotify, Instagram, YouTube, subscribe. Make sure you follow our Instagram page. because we are trying to get to 100,000 followers.
Followers.
Yes, ma'am, so that we can be
Yes.
signed, sealed, and delivered to your front door.
Signed, sealed, delivered. Yes.
We're yours. See you next time. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.